Okay.
Where's the liquor?
Go ahead. You on?
Hey,
God.
it is up. What is up? Because it is up. And if it's up, then it's up.
It is up. That is up.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all know the rest. Y'all know the rest. It is me. It is out. I am the greatest there is, the greatest there was, and the greatest there ever will be. I am greatness personified myself. Yes, yes. Stoney greatness. Thank you so much. Y'all are too kind today. Y'all are on the board today. Thank y'all.
Oh, they still giving it to you too.
Oh, I deserve it. Thank you. Oh, okay. Sit down. And I'm here, the man of the hour, the myth, the legend, the activist, the author, the conqueror, the educator, the empowerer, the entertainer, the Hall of Famer.
You can add that to my name.
The face that makes you want to taste.
Oh.
Yeah. So show some respect and bend the knee. Because they come from all across the world to see the man who wears the crown that hangs 2 inches from the ground. He's your king. My king, King Kevyn!
Thank you for that, Stoney. No, it's for him. It's for him. You know what's so funny? The show was called the GreatMines Show.
Mm-hmm.
So, you just gotta give some props to greatness when greatness is around. Because, I appreciate it every week. You give me my due, and I appreciate it, and I deserve it. Yeah, I'll give you that, because you be saying some stuff making me think.
Yeah,
but true. Y'all, we can't ever, even though he gives himself such a great introduction, don't downplay his greatness, please.
No, yeah, I don't
know. When we say greatness personified, it's all a bit. I remember. Do you remember that one time I created this intro for you, and it was actually kind of cool. I'm gonna find it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was cute. I'm gonna do that because he deserves it. He's a great guy.
Thanks.
Such a great guy that I just wanted to, say Happy Father's Day, because, there's a lot of guys out there who either can't be fathers or don't know shit about being a father. But you and the Better Half of Greatness has stepped up to the plate of fatherhood, and you guys are doing an amazing job, and I wanted to acknowledge you on that moment.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yes,
thank you, sir. And happy Father's Day to you as well.
Thank you.
Because likewise, you have stepped up and raised a very fine young man. So
I am very proud of him.
Mm-hmm. Yes, as am I. So since it's Father's Day and we're both daddies,
we're going to have ourselves a drink.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the best idea, considering that we had some medical lettuce.
We had some cigars.
Some medical lettuce.
Cigars before this.
So,
yeah. Some nice herbal cigars.
Cracking open this very special gentleman Jack.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yes, because we're daddies. Yes. We're going to do the blue cola, because we don't have any agreements with the blue cola to say their names and not get paid for it. So, and if you would, hey, blue cola, we like you. So if you want to, hey, blue cola, give us a call.
Well, I can't put the blue cola in my brown drink yet. I got to sip on the brown first before I can mix it.
That's fine. You know me. I'm not a
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Cheers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's delicious.
And to all of you fathers out there, all of you men who have stepped up to the plate, who have taken the responsibility. Some of you who is not really your responsibility, but you've made it your responsibility for stepping in as a proxy for others who may not have a father. That is so invaluable. It's beyond anything, and I just want to show my gratitude for all the men in my life who have. There's been a lot of people who have it, but for all the men in my life, whether they be a father figure to me or a brother, and I've seen them, do their thing as men, This day's for you. This drink is for you.
Yes.
Cheers.
And because we're all inclusive, platform here. Hey, shout out to all of the women out there who've stepped up and have been fathers. This is not just geared to the more masculine stud lesbians, because shout out to you gentlemen who have stepped up as well. It's to all, anybody who is a father figure for a young male or female. Happy Father's Day. Congratulations. Yeah. Kudos.
All right.
Kudos to you, Mama. Thanks for rearing.
So now, here on the GreatMines Show, we want to get into what we do, and we do it so well. We do it quite often.
Yeah.
We review RuPaul's Drag Race, All Stars, freaking 9.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. This show has been on forever, and we have been tracking it the whole damn way through. But before we get into our review, do us a favor, subscribe, like the video, share it with someone, and join us in the comment section.
Yes.
We want your input. We want your opinions,
we
your
do
views
include
on
comments.
Things. Yes.
If you're on
Instagram, we don't see it on our screen here, but Stoney will be checking in on the phone. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can just join us in the comment section. We'd love to chat with you. So,
yes,
this episode was the roast. And I don't think everyone had high hopes, but everyone showed up. Every single contestant showed up. They were playing a mini challenge. Are you?
Yes, I am Instagramming folks.
All right. So in the mini challenge, I forget what Ru calls it because we always forget names because we're becoming them old head dads now.
Yes.
Excuse me. But it was basically how well do you know your other queen contestants? So Ru would say most likely to this or to that, and they all had these little paddles which had one of the other's face. And depending on who had the most votes from that particular most likely to,
right?
If you were part of that number, you got a point. So a point for every time you were in the majority. At the end of it, it came down to Nina and Georges to be the two with the most points, and then the last question came around and Nina answered it wrong, which gave Georges the push to be the winner of this mini challenge. But the rules were a little bit shaken up a little bit because first time ever in RuPaul's Drag Race history on any franchise of the show does a queen win something that's magnificent as a beautiful benefactress badge in a mini challenge.
Yes.
Like
that is
how I do.
Yeah, you did great. You did great. That is tantamount to a mini challenge being worth the same as a maxi challenge, in other words, because you know it like especially for all stars with the earning the badges and stuff. So yeah, that was definitely Drag Race history right there, with having a mini challenge be worth one beautiful benefactress badge. So
I'm so proud of myself because I've been trying to say that so perfectly.
Yeah, you did great.
Thank you.
You did great. Yeah.
So congratulations to Georges because you're the first queen to ever do that. Now, do you feel like, hey Keitra, do you feel like that was a throwaway badge?
No.
Hey, can you understand why I would say that? Because we don't do mini challenge badges, and even if we did, like I would have done it for the reading challenge, not this one.
Right.
So it kind of like
because the
I'm not mad that Georges got it, but I just feel like that felt like a throwaway badge.
Yeah, because there's certain mini challenges that are more iconic and legendary, and by far the highest regarded mini challenge is the reading challenge.
Right.
So if any, if any mini challenge deserves to have a beautiful benefactress badge attached to it, it would definitely be the mini challenge.
Ooh.
Or the reading challenge. But I always liked this form, and it was like, like it was almost like spilling before it was like spilling the tea or something like that or something.
Yeah.
But I like this game because
I do like the game.
It really does provoke drama and everything.
Now, Now that you said that, could you imagine if, specifically this season, if they didn't do the reading challenge so early on?
Hey, Roscoe.
Wait, hold on. And we watch. Oh, what's up, Roscoe? Not really the way the season is about charity. I feel like it was fair. Nah. Hold on. So, what if they would have saved the reading challenge for later in the season after we've already started seeing like the drama between Roxy and Angeria play out, and then they had to read each other?
Right.
That would have been spicy.
Yeah.
Oh, Rue, we know you watching. Next season when you do this, switch to because I understand why you do it earlier in the season, but like for ratings, it would definitely play a lot better if you did the reading challenge later in the season.
Yes.
Because you'll have all the dramas already built up, and like people already know what to. Well, they'll know what to expect, and you'll be feeding the flames. So yeah. Yeah, and like not just the roast, which we'll talk about the roast, which the roast was still good, but the shots weren't fired the way they could have been.
Mm-hmm.
So, not only did Georges win a beautiful benefactor's badge, she also won. She didn't get no tip or anything for it.
No, she also won the ability to determine the order for the Maxi Challenge, which was the roast.
It was Drag National Convention.
The Drag National Convention roast.
Yeah. So, except for Nina, I think that she was pretty accommodating. Everyone got the space, and well, I don't think Chanel really had much of a choice either.
Right. Yeah, no. And I think Chanel wanted to go first anyway, so, like she said that she wanted to go first. So, yeah, no. And it was a good choice for leading off with Chanel because, like she's a
Chanel
solid,
came out like a host.
Experience, host queen. And yes, it would definitely get the whole night started off very nice. Yeah.
So it was Chanel to go first. Mm-hmm. And then it was Georges.
Chanel's set was nice. She came out very much like a host, and
right. That's why I said it felt like she was hosting.
It was a solid performance. That had this been on like season, 2, 3, 4, even 5 in some cases. You know what I mean? She probably would have been top. She probably would have been one of the tops.
Top 5.
It was a solid performance. It's just that there were other queens after her.
So let's talk about this.
Yeah.
We're on episode 6 now. There are queens who have up to 3 stars.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are hanging out with 2. And Chanel has yet to get 1.
Right. The very first queen to enter the workroom has no beautiful benefit.
And I think that it's one thing to just like, okay, we need to acknowledge it. But no, turn the magnifier glass on this shit. Because you would think that at this point she would have won one of these challenges. I mean, maybe even a mini challenge. She has won absolutely nothing. Not even a team challenge. And the crazy part is, she is not bad.
Mm-mm.
I just don't think that this is her season.
I think that shows you the quality of the level of drag.
Yeah.
And it's not no shake at the quality of the level of Chanel's drag.
Right, that's my point.
Because she helped push the bar to where it is. You know what I mean? She's one of the reasons why the bar is so high, and everything. So it's no slight to her because she's a pioneer. And what she's doing is quality drag. You know what I mean? It is by no stretch of imagination low quality drag.
She's been on Las Vegas Strip for a minute.
Yes.
Like, she's top notch.
She's a legend.
She really is.
She's a drag legend.
We were just watching some random compilation clips of Drag Race, and like, oh yeah, that girl does exist. That has never been Chanel.
Mm-mm.
So it's like you have top of the tops, and she has won not one badge.
Mm-hmm.
That's, again, to your point, it says a lot to the level of competition. And this is the first roast, and it's been said a couple of times on different platforms, where there was no flop, We weren't sitting in that awkward silence moment. There were moments where you kind of felt like it could have gone to that.
That was funny, but it's not that funny.
Right.
That was pretty much it.
Right, but it was still funny.
Yes.
It was very laughable, so it was like, I can do this. Chanel, great job.
Mm-hmm.
And then she introduced Georges.
Mm-hmm.
And if you asked me, this was Georges' episode.
Mm-hmm.
This episode was the one that made you pay attention if you weren't already paying attention to Georges.
Right.
Because her roast, she came out as a little cute cunt boy. Can I say that in that term?
Yeah.
Yeah, she came out as a little cute. She took the advice given from the judges the week before about playing with like masculinity and femininity because she's femme as fuck. And she played into it. And the thing I love is she played into it, but she didn't lean on it. Like it was its own thing, but her performance, she could, if she was in all drag, she could stand on her script and it still would have been great. Mm-hmm. Her delivery was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I think that Georges was one of, if not the best in this roast.
Yes, I agree. Even the little touches of throwing the cards and
because that wasn't I'm just throwing away the moment. That was a moment intentional.
Yeah.
Like that was a part of the bit. And it worked so well.
Like was this like came strutting out and everything, trying to be all hard, but look like it's like no. It had blush on and everything.
Yeah, what also drew on a mustache.
Yeah, drew on a little goatee mustache looking thing.
It was cute.
It was definitely cute. She had some very, very good zingers.
I think another reason why this was Georges' moment, because more than how great her jokes were, whenever someone would roast her, those jokes were the best. Yeah. Like when Plastique or Roxy or Revangy would roast Georges, those like she gave the best material. Yeah. So and I understand, like you can tell in the edit that there was a lot of stuff that was cut out, but they definitely made it Georges' moment. Thank you.
Thank you for the happy birthday wish. It's from Instagram. We're watching.
I was about to say, to our followers on Instagram. Yeah. But yeah, so Georges, to me, like I said, one of, if not the best in this episode.
Yes. After I agree. After Georges was Plastique. Another banger, believe it or not. And Plastique bombed in her roast on her season, like bombed.
Everyone keeps talking about how she's not a comedy queen. Now, I didn't watch her original season,
right? She had one good comedy moment, and that was GreatMines. Like, but give me the GreatMines. Like that was funny as hell.
But it's like all I hear is everyone saying, "Oh, she's not funny. She's not a funny queen." But then all I've seen from her is hilarity. Mm-hmm. So. The math ain't mathing here. Maybe she got way better.
She's gotten better. She's definitely gotten better.
Because her timing is good. Yes. Her quips are good. Yes. Like her zingers zing.
Yes. Yes. She had Plastique. A joke about Georges, which again, Georges, the center of attention. But like the jokes about her, one of the jokes was, Georges is so gay that she could tell the flavor of a popsicle by sitting on it. Yes. Like, and I'm like, yo, that is some stuff, like, oh my goodness. Yes. What was the joke that she had about, she said Michelle Visage's vagina was so deep that Leah Remedy is hiding in there from Scientology. Like, and that
what was the other one she said? Michelle Visage, your vagina is so black,
beaten, and trying to hold on or something.
It reminds me of RuPaul.
Like, oh my gosh! Like, and when I tell you that RuPaul throughout Plastique's set, RuPaul was just dying, crying, had to literally dab her tears. Face, like was rolling on the floor.
Now all right. Yeah. Let's take it down a notch because we know RuPaul be doing the most with that laugh.
Right.
we know it would be some moments where it's like, yeah, that wasn't funny. But she's giving you that laugh, like, get it together. But this was a side-splitting, like...
Yes, she was dying. Like, Plastique had her rolling.
And the thing that works for me is we weren't laughing.
As we say in Delaware, bagging up.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Yeah. That's it, as we say in Delaware.
That's why I've never heard. That's why I've never heard of it. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
unless you're not from there, you don't have that privilege. Okay.
I mean, I'm not from it, but I know all three of you. Anyway. Let me take a sip. Get my life together.
Yeah. So Plastique absolutely killed it. And everything. She was dressed as like Sailor Moon, and she was like, "Oh, I came into the wrong convention." Oh yeah, see, that was like cute, you know. And it was like started off like a little cute, and then went to a beautiful, beautiful crescendo, where then she bring out after her set was done. Who did she bring out? Was it Gottman?
It's crazy because I cannot recall. Vanjie? I want to say Vanjie.
Yeah, I don't want to say it was Vanjie too.
Yeah, but I feel like Vanjie brought out it was Roxy because Vanjie brought out Nina.
Okay, Roxy. So after Plastique,
Mick brought out Nina.
Yeah.
So it was Roxy.
It was Roxy after. Thank you, Roscoe. Look at that.
Y'all can't see it.
Our stat boy is on his job even when he's not here. We love Roscoe. We love him so much.
Roscoe, I just told Stoney about your fourth wall break.
Oh, yes. Kudos. They have pills for that.
All right, I'm going to leave this up so that we can see the order.
Yeah.
So it was Roxy. Now, since we're talking about Roxy, I was just saying to Stoney how...
And she's here to make it clear.
There's so much Roxy hate going on in this world, and I don't think that it's fair, nor do I think it's right. Now, again, I wasn't really paying attention to Drag Race like that, and like I should have been back in that era. So I didn't understand the whole big deal of why everyone hates Roxy. And then it's like I got to take it with a grain of salt when it comes from the House of Greatness because he has very particular reasons for disliking people. Because we also watched the roast last night, and Candy was fucking killing it, and you were going in for Candy. But I know you don't like Candy, but her drag in that particular moment was phenomenal.
You know, I can't. You know, I'm not a hater when it comes to things that. So, you know, I don't hate on greatness. You know, if it's great, it's great.
So
you know, yeah.
My thing became, okay, well, let me see all the reasons there is to like her. Let's see all the reasons there is to dislike her. And I'm not going to go down a list, but I can just point out the one thing about Roxy that in the back of my head is like a little needle just tapping every time. And it's her voice. Roxy voice is drag voice. That is, in my head, the epitome.
Hey, y'all, I'm about to handle it. I'm here to make it clear. Y'all can't read the doll.
And it's always right there.
I'm Tasha Shelley.
Now, let me tell you.
Tasha Shelley.
Selena S. Titties is a voice that, you know,
Yeah, Selena S. Titties is nails on a chalkboard.
All right, like, we love her, but Vanjie got a rough voice.
I love Vanjie.
But Vanjie has a rough voice.
It's just so
Candy Muse is you really gotta pay attention if you want to hear what she's saying. Yeah. She's gotten better though. She's gotten way better.
She sounds like the miniature Cookie Monster still with a list.
And
I
will set up a whole freaking panel discussion with all of them to not have to listen to Roxy.
Yeah.
Ugh. But her drag is nice. Her drag is nice though. It's just like there's those moments.
And the joke that she had about RuPaul not remembering, you know,
that was shade.
You know,
I'm actually glad
Roxy,
she did that.
I'm the one with the hair tearaways.
It was funny though.
And the tearaways under the tearaways. She should have went in like on herself there. That would have been even more hilarious.
Yeah. Like, and that would have been a great dig at Nina.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are things that they could have done.
She would have been like, you know, the thing that Nina sucks at. Like, you know, or something like
that.
Right.
Like, that would have been perfect.
Like, so that was Roxy Andrews. Hers was solid. Again, there were no bad sets in this entire thing. It's just that there were 3 that stood heads and shoulders above.
Right. The only other thing I probably would have done as Roxy is kind of like I was talking about with the reading challenge. This would have been a good moment to keep that drama going. Like, she talked about Angeria, but she didn't dig in.
Yeah,
which is respectable.
Yeah, she did. I like the joke about her nose being long. Period. Like, like that was amazing. And I forgot what the other joke was that she had about Angeria, but that was also funny. That was also funny as hell too. So
I just for drama's sake and continuity. Oh wait, because she didn't want to be blocked again.
We'll be back. We'll revisit that.
But Roxy was trying to be nice when it was too late. Right. I'm sorry. You're trying to watch that, and I'm on the way.
Oh no, you're cool. We'll be back to that. But then after Roxy, we had Angeria.
Oh, that's the other joke. Michaels. That's the other joke Roxy had about Angeria. She said, "We know that you have Paris in your name because you've never been, and you have Vanny in your name because you've always lived in one."
Yes, and that was funny.
Yes,
that was funny too.
So,
but again, solid stuff. It's just that hers wasn't one of the 3 that stood out above, the rest. So the next we had Angeria.
Now, if you asked me in this particular challenge, I think that Angeria was one of the weaker performances.
Really?
Like, she was funny, but like I don't think that, like, after I rewatched it, because when I first watched this, oh yeah, Angie should have been in the top. I get that, but when I look at it, it's like the only 2 that was like side splitting start to finish was Georges and Plastique. Everyone else was kind of like at the same level, and I think like Angeria was there. If you really rewatch it and pay attention to her jokes, she was really at the same level as Roxy or Mick or Chanel for that matter.
I disagree. I disagree.
I would have put Vanjie up there.
Vanjie was hilarious, and we'll get into Vanjie in a second. But Angeria's jokes and it was the total. The thing with Angeria is that it was the total package. It was the combination of the jokes, the combination of the stage presence, the combination of the command of the entire set. Like, when I tell you, there were moments where everyone else kind of looked uncomfortable and like they were, even and Angeria had cards where she was reading off of too. You know what I mean?
Well, I did make mention of to you about Plastique, like she legit was reading from Plastique, the card.
That fit her character with the whole cigarette and everything else like that. Right. It fit the character that she was doing. I'm going
to act like that
because they were characters. Like, I'm okay with the character holding. You know what I mean? Like,
it was also clear that everyone had cards because we just made the whole thing about Georges throwing them. So like that was the thing. That's for me to get over my little shit. Right. That's all that is.
But I'm saying that also the fact that Angie had the command, the whole know-how and just grip over her set to where she got up there and it was smooth. Hers was the smoothest one. Visually, like when you're watching the roast, her set was the smoothest one from start to finish. Like when it was over, you were like, oh, like I wanted you to go on a little bit more. Like, and that's the test of a good Honestly, roast right there.
I'm sticking to my guns on this one. The one that I really wanted to see more of was Georges.
No, yes,
and I'm not a bit. I'm not the biggest Georges
more
fan.
Of Angeria, Georges, and Plastique. Spoiler alert: to me, those were the top 3 going into the runway out of this. We'll get to the other ones, but those were the best ones for me. But yeah, like, no, I really thought Angie, knocked it out of the park. She did great. Like she called Michelle Visage rude service animal. Like that was absolutely funny.
I just think that my taste in her humor just didn't click today or this week. She was funny. Again, nobody did bad. When I look at some of the other girls who kind of like bodied it, and then the girls who did a good job.
Can you put it up on the screen that Stat Boy agrees with me?
What, with this part?
Yeah. And then the follow up. Yes. Thank you, Stat Boy. Thank you, Roscoe, for agreeing with me.
Let's be clear. This is not an Angeria bashing moment for me because Angeria is one of my favorite people on this show.
Yes.
I love Angeria, and I'm rooting for Angeria all the way through and through. But in this particular challenge, me giving y'all know how I gotta give what I give, and this is me giving what I give.
All right.
There were people from start to finish side splitting comedy.
Right.
There were others who had those moments where it was like, oh my gosh, that's funny, but the other moments were like, that's cute.
I agree.
And I just feel like the pacing could have been better. Mm-hmm. Now, this is me nitpicking.
Yes. No, and you got to nitpick. It's all stars. So, because these are seasoned queens, who are coming back to,
and I mean,
for charity.
So let's get into the next contestant because I can kind of compare them. Mm-hmm. When you talk about pacing, because I think that's what was probably missing for me when it comes to Angeria. Whereas Vanjie, she kept the party going. Even if she wasn't talking, she was walking the stage. She was whipping the wig. Her jokes were funny.
Right.
Her pacing for me.
She had, but Vanjie had the best joke of the night. Vanjie did have the best joke of the night. She basically said, George's, George's boyfriend's like the burper after.
Well, you're having a hard time with that one.
Yeah. I forgot how it went.
After she gives her boyfriend's head, they like the burper.
Yeah, and stuff like that because she's so and that was just hilarious. So that was the best joke of the night. By far the best joke of the night.
Yeah.
The best joke of the night.
I'm pretty sure Leah Remini was one of the best of the
night.
Was
that was second place, but that fucking George's joke right there had me dying. Had me dying at home when I first watched it. I was like, oh fucking shit.
Which goes back to what we said earlier about George. This was George's episode because again, the best jokes that we got were from or towards George's. And I think that it was somebody else who made that joke. And Jerry's joke was you keep talking about you ain't graduate from high school, but if there was a school for giving head, you would have been a valedictorian. Mm-hmm. That was Angeria's joke.
Yeah, that was Angeria's joke, and that was hilarious too. Yes. Whatever. So yeah, Vanjie did great. I loved she looked amazing. Oh my god, Vanjie is so gorgeous.
How sometimes you can be in a social setting, mm-hmm. and those things start to influence you, and even when you didn't think about certain things, now these things just seem to gravitate or attract to you. Mm-hmm. I think that's happening with me for you because I have never looked at Vanjie like this, mm-hmm. and I'm
looking at her now mm-hmm.
Vanjie could get it
mm-hmm.
though.
Yes,
but that's not but Vanjie,
mm-hmm.
Miss Vanjie,
mm-hmm. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, come here, boom.
I can see why you like Vanjie because y'all have a very similar energy. But the thing about Vanjie that I just said I loved was her pacing. She knew how to keep the party going. Uh-huh. Even when she feels like she may have stumbled or whatever in her delivery, she always recovers and she's always on top of it and she always has something to say.
Yeah, I love Miss Vanjie. I do. I love.
And Vanjie. She always looks so great. She's a little brutal. She's a little in the face about it. She was talking about she looked at Roxy and kept thinking up and down and up and down and up and down. Now her mood swings, her weight. And she's like, this is a roast, right?
Yeah, because the people are because hey. The thing with the roast is that some of the jokes can be rough, but funny, but it can be rough.
Funny.
But yeah.
I mean, this funny. Is a drag race roast. Have y'all seen?
Oh, yeah.
A roast for real?
Yeah. Oof.
We play around with our little personal roast, but a real roast, it gets dirty. Mm-hmm. And it's funny as hell.
Love it.
So after Vanjie, we're going to throw up Got Mick. Now,
this is somebody who won the roast on their season. Rightly so, because we watched that roast. But it was flat. It was flat. It was good, but it was flat. Again, no bad sets. But again, this was flat. It didn't rise above anybody else, in my opinion.
I've said this to Stoney a couple of times. I don't know what it is. It wasn't discussed. You can even see it in Untucked. Something was going on with Got Mick in this episode. She just wasn't there. There was something going on that threw her off, or she was just really in her head about something because, and like the Untucked, she like literally in a confessional started to break down, like she's going through something. So I feel like if she was fully present, she would have definitely tore this roast up. Like she did good. And that's another thing I love about her is because she shows up. It's like I'm going through some shit, but when all right, that mic's on, the lights are on, let's get it. And she did a great job.
Yeah, she got the job done. That's
I just feel like whatever she was going through in this episode just affected her energy overall, and it just didn't help her to shine the way she could have.
Right, I agree. And it might be because she was blocked, so it might be the fact that she took a week off. You know,
that's true.
Like, you know,
that is very true.
But you still have a chance to get money for your charity, and I get it that she's won already $20 some odd $1,000 for her charity already. So, you know, you would think that for the sake of the charity that it wouldn't be, oh, I'm gonna phone this weekend or phone this episode in. You know,
I don't think so.
I'm blocked
you know what I would say is it was something else that was affecting her, but she also knew she was blocked. She also knew that she wouldn't be it's not an elimination thing, so she could relax a little bit and like get through the night. Sometimes it's about just getting through the moment. Right. So that's how I feel about Gottmik. Her zingers were great. I'm not like recalling any specific jokes of hers right now. So I think she did the burping joke.
No, that was Vanjie.
Yes, it was definitely Vanjie.
That was Vanjie.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I can't recall any of Gottmik's joke other than the one where she was like she got gangbanged by the cast of Glee.
Yeah.
Like, okay. All right. But yeah.
So, and the energy that you guys are getting right now is the energy that she gave us. So then we have Nina West.
So she came out as this. She came out as
she
I'm reminded of the joke that Vanjie had about Nina West, where she was like, well, Nina West is here, you know, the poor queen is still suffering from the side effects of COVID. Look at this bitch, she got no taste. Like
yes, Vanjie.
Like, that was, and then she came out as this, not saying that she didn't, but she came out as this, like, you know, devil on your shoulder look thing going on there. And it was like, you know, and she was last. She was nervous about being last. Georges, I think, kind of was trying to, you know, sabotage her, be her saboteur. But you know, she came out and she did a solid job. You know, she had some, you know, pretty good jokes.
Here's my critique about Nina West. If you're getting a performance and you mess up, you keep going. You don't announce that you messed up because the audience doesn't know what you prepared to do unless you make it overly abundantly clear that you messed up. Now, I'm not saying she messed up because she didn't, but she had to announce, oh, I'm the nice queen. I don't do the... I feel like, yeah, you can be Miss Congeniality, give you that. But at the same time, do what the job asks you to do. This isn't heart surgery. You're not killing anybody. It is a roast. Your job, you are hired, you were paid and contracted to come to this stage and roast the hell out of these people. Not be the nice, congenial queen right now. That put the crown to the side. It's always going to be your title and get nasty with it. That's what I wanted to do. And she had little jabs, but I wish she would just had gotten nasty with it and like not hurtful, but damn near. Make me think about some shit. Let me tell you something. This man right here, we went through a couple of drafts for my birthday speech because I asked him to write some material for me, and he did what the assignment asked of him. But my mom was going to be in the audience and a couple other people that I didn't want to put in that space. So we had to tweak it.
Yeah.
Totally. But that's what a roast is. Do the freaking job. They'll get over it. That's my opinion. Absolutely. I think she looked nice.
Yeah, she looked nice. It was cute.
But yeah, no, do the job.
Right. So that was the roast. So coming out of the roast, it was when I was watching the episode, I literally was like, so it is Plastique, Georges, and Angie were the best ones. it depends on the runway that would determine the top two for me. Because no matter how good anybody else's runway was, they aren't coming close to those three. So, and then the runway came, and I want to kind of highlight those three, because, for me, that was, like I said, the deciding factor there.
So the runway category was Atomic Blonde.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to see or offer your opinions on the other runways, feel free to do so in the comments. Feel free to search Atomic Blonde Runway All Star Season 9. And make your own opinions. But for me, when it comes to that runway, I was mainly looking at Angeria, Georges, and Plastique. And Plastique came out in this beautiful, like anime, look like a My Hero Academia person, like with like these exhaust pipes like built off into like a peacock fan type look in the back, and it was like this pink and black patent leather bodysuit, and she had this helmet on with like these like wings.
It was like a visor, glasses, helmet.
Yeah, and then her hair was did up with like this top ponytail thing, and had bunny ears and a little bun on the inside, and then she pulled off
the
like visor helmet looking thing, and had just this whimsical, like ethereal, like makeup going with the white eyeliner, the white eyelashes.
I would have loved to see what a Plastique / Dawn fusion of that would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would have been crazy sick.
Right. Like like it was beautiful. It was beautiful. She looked great. Plastique did,
hey Reggie, love you too, miss you too.
Plastique did the best, and like that was amazing. Then you had Georges. Georges came out in this spike look with like this little spike bustier and panty looking chaps, like into boots type of look, with this big old atomic blonde mohawk with spikes on the side.
Framing
and
it.
I thought it was gorgeous. I thought she looked great.
So y'all know how I am about drag hair.
Mm-hmm.
I love drag hair. I think like that's one of the best parts of drag is the creativity with the big hair. Georges in earlier episodes wasn't giving me drag hair, but the past couple of episodes she has been doing drag.
Yeah, like it was big and it was bold.
The hair was great. Her outfit was perfect. One critique I would have about Georges's runway is when she learns how to pad properly. That's the one thing I need her to do. She doesn't pad. If Georges was to learn to pad and become a hot mama like she already is, I think Georges is going to be completely unstoppable.
Yeah, like you need to pad Georges like you trying to be a mini Selma Hayek. Like,
thank you, sis. Happy Father's Day to you too.
Thank you.
What's up, Domingo? Y'all everywhere. What's going on?
Excuse me. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe.
All that.
Yeah. So, and then you had Angeria coming out in this atomic blonde post-apocalyptic, Statue
Mad
of
Max
Liberty
type. It was Statue of Liberty, but the big blonde hair. Yeah. But the outfit was like kind of like tattered, like Mad Max.
Yeah, and gave me more Ren Fair look than and it wasn't at all like the level that I've come to expect from Angeria. Like I could tell that this was the throwaway category, like as far as when you were budgeting your money, that $25,000 stipend that you got, like this had to be the throwaway
because
category.
Last week with that reveal and the arm was the same thing and the skirt was just different. Like that was another throwaway costume.
Right.
Angie, what you doing, mama?
Yeah, I mean, you might got later stuff. We'll see. But yeah, no, this was not a good runway week for Angeria, in my opinion.
What's up, Black Spaniard?
Hey.
On IG.
So like we really think that, well, me personally, I thought that going into the judges' critiques and everything that RuPaul was going to name Georges and Plastique Tiara as the top two.
It would only make sense in my opinion.
Right. Based off of the runway and how they did it in the roast, Georges and Plastique Tiara were by far the best ones. But Ru had a difference of opinion as
RuPaul's Drag Race.
as RuPaul's, All-Star. So RuPaul gave it to Plastique Tiara, which we agree with.
Yes.
And Angeria, which we do not totally agree with. You know what I mean? Like, if you're basing it, to me, if you're basing it on the roast, okay, she has a plausible thing. But
I can't do that. Like, I think that Georges and Plastique were the best.
Yes.
Hands down.
I agree. I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
And although Angeria could easily settle in as a confident third, she's not the one or the two.
Mm-hmm.
She's definitely the three, but she's not the one or the two.
Right. I agree with you. It's just that for some reason RuPaul felt as though that she is also a two.
Well, okay, let's explore this theory of Roscoe. I think they didn't want to give Georges 2 badges in one episode. You mean like the way they did for Roxy and Vanjie?
And Vanjie, it's okay for them, but not okay for Georges. Now, and I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. And I was thinking that it was some rigor mortis, and we discussed that. That was a topic in House Greatness, when we were watching it. But I do think that there is a plausible case with that. I do think that there is a plausible case of rigor mortis there. Because they did not want Georges to be in, because I do think that they know the number of badges that it would take to get into the finals. Of course, because they know how many badges they're going to give out the whole season.
So here's my thing.
So they're trying to get the certain queens to that number.
Right. But here's my thing, though. When they actually earn it, either give it to them or don't air it. Because it kind of fucks up your excitement for the show when you see them blatantly playing in someone's face. Like, fuck the math, fuck the politics. This queen gave the best performance in this show, on this episode. Someone said she was the best dancer to ever come on the show. I disagree with that horribly.
Yes.
Horribly disagree with that one. But this episode, Georges was the best at everything. Well, not that runway, because Plastique still ate that runway.
Yeah.
But she was number one in every other way, in my opinion. So give her 2 badges in one episode because she's earned it.
She did earn a badge, in my opinion. I think that they were like, well, she already got a badge the earlier in the episode, so we don't want to give her 2 badges in one episode and have her right up there with Roxy and shit. And I'm like,
but she would have deserved it.
She earned it,
if there was someone that was,
and I guess they wanted to give Angie a badge after being blocked twice already in the season and stuff. And,
are we doing this for sympathy?
The producers are, because sympathy is what.
There's so many other stories and ways to drive ratings.
And look at us. Look at us right now. We're talking about it. They're talking about it. The production is doing their job. They want a production. We're giving them a production.
I just feel like there's other ways to have done that. I mean, none of the queens are walking away with this money. They've all been paid or will be paid by the end of the season what their contract says.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they negotiate, I don't want to say they're getting the same thing. I don't know if they negotiated the same thing in their contract.
Yeah, allegedly it was $25,000 for the runway looks, which they got once they agreed to be on the show up front, in order to prepare the runway looks. And then I want to say about 2 or 3 weeks into the shooting, they got their $50,000 stipend or appearance fee for being on the show. They got $50,000 for the entire season.
That's cute. But so for me, it's not about who's going to win the money. Winning the title is definitely a big thing. And I can understand if you wanted to prop up another queen to win. But if someone is actually kicking ass and they're clearly leading in the competition,
mm-hmm.
don't downplay that. Find another mule, but let them have their moment.
Right.
That's how I feel. Because I understand production has to do what they want to do. If Georges came through and won the most badges by the end of the season, then guess what? She's earned it.
Yes.
Just let her win.
Yeah.
Don't mess it. Listen.
I agree.
production, don't fuck it up. Like, y'all already got it planned out. Y'all know what y'all going to do, but I really hope y'all don't mess this one up because. And I'm not necessarily rooting for Georgia to win. It could be any of the queens for that matter, whether I like them or dislike them, or am a fan or am not a fan because I don't dislike anybody, but except for Baby Dog. Anyway, so yeah, let them win. Let them have their moments because those moments are important in the development.
Dog is probably a fan of you.
Probably is. I'm sorry to hear that. But no. Wait, what's that? Big fan. Thank you. Thank you, Benu. On Instagram.
Yeah, we're trying to be.
What's up, Jamal?
Hey,
that's my other daddy. Happy Father's Day, Daddy. Who else we got? We said that. And to everybody that didn't leave a comment, but y'all joined us in our conversation. What's up? Oh, it's two Jamals on. That's my other Jamal. And the light of Jah. That's Tay's mom.
Oh, hey. All right.
So yeah,
thank y'all for joining.
Really appreciate all of the love and conversations and stuff. Wait, why you say wow? I didn't say Maya Lamont LePage. I said Baby Dog. Anyway, that definitely distracted me from my conversation about liking and disliking. But the point is, with George's or anybody for that matter, if they've earned it, let them have it. Don't do your production thing to us. Let them have at least their moment. There's other ways to chop and screw it.
So Angeria and Plastique Tiara lip synced, which means that Plastique only has one win in her time on RuPaul's Drag Race. From her season and this All-Star season, she only has one lip sync win because she was in the bottom twice in her season, and she won the first one, she lost the second one. So now she went against Angeria. And so Angeria won, which was, kind of debatable for some folks. I think some folks were thinking that Plastique, won this, and Angeria was like, ugh.
So you remember how I was talking about last week with that lip sync with Roxy and Plastique, and I said that Plastique was better because Plastique didn't really know the words, but Roxy really didn't know the words, and Roxy pulled that little stunt by turning around and all that good shit. Like, I'm starting to think that Plastique's another target because Plastique isn't bad or horrible or any of the above. She's not a weak performer.
No, she is co-front runner right now.
So to have. And I'm not saying that Angie didn't do a good job. I'm not saying that Roxy didn't do a good job. But come on. I really enjoyed Plastique in these lip syncs. I really enjoyed Plastique.
I thought Plastique did great, especially with the people didn't like the fact that she pointed Roscoe. Here we go. Go ahead. Get on your soapbox.
Because wait, Elijah jumped on and said she can't win if she don't know the words. But Roxy did last week.
Yeah,
Roxy and you're not going to tell me that Roxy knew those words. Or if she did, she was playing. Because she didn't act like she knew those words.
So when Plastique pointed, it was like the male rapping part. And
that part got on my nerves. I didn't like that part.
I thought it was cute. I thought it was a cute little show move.
Because Angeria played into it. And like it was cute, but I didn't want Angeria to just play into it. I wanted to be like, no, bitch, you do the rap. I'm the woman in this. I'm the fish here. You do the rap.
That would have been cute if Angie did that.
No, right?
That would have been real cute if they was arguing over who was the fishiest in the middle of the lip sync.
Like, that would have been fun.
But I thought that was cute. But then when she got back into the lyrics, it was like she didn't miss a beat.
Because everybody keeps talking about Plastique with these lyrics, and I know, listen, Plastique is a little queen. She's a doll. Leave her alone. Roxy hit it better. Has legally be looking dead at the judge's mouth closed. She really did though.
She did. She did. There was a couple things where she was like, "Look at how pretty I am. I don't know these words, but look at how pretty I am."
She really did.
Yeah, it was great. It was great though. It was great.
Great TV.
Yeah.
Great for us to review.
So needless to say, Angeria won the lip sync, and then she had the power to bestow the ruby snippers on one of the queens other than Plastique.
Now, before those of you who've watched, you already know. I'm not putting your comment on the screen yet. We know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't watched, we're all going to use our imaginations and just think about this Roxy math that Roxy likes to do. Who has the most badges?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the biggest threat
Mm-hmm.
in the competition? And who's had it out for you? I think this is going to be a pretty easy choice.
Yeah.
Politically and personally.
Right. And so Angeria goes down the line and does the thing, and then she ends up bestowing the ruby snippers on Roxy Andrews.
Rightfully so. No other queen has as many benefactors or beautiful benefactors badges
right now.
Yet.
Well, the only other queen that has as many as Roxy Andrews is Plastique Tiara, and she can't block Plastique.
Right.
She is free to slay another day.
So Roxy is the only person that makes sense. And it just helps the drama because even if Angeria wasn't going off of a personal vendetta,
mm-hmm.
she would still have to have blocked Roxy.
Mm-hmm.
Roxy. Now, if there was 2 or 3 other girls, all right, then you could say, okay, this was personal. Nothing else made sense.
Nope, it was the right decision. It was the right move. Yeah, she was definitely mad. But the thing about it is, Roxy, I'm like, and watching the previews, it looks like it's going to be some. It looks like it's going to be some drama in the workroom, and everything. And I'm kind of excited to see it. Looks like it's going to be Roxy and Angeria shooting at each other the rest of the season, and the other queens need to just step back and just collect beautiful benefactors.
The other day, I was sitting here with Roscoe and we were watching Mistress Isabel Brooks be rotted for like 30 minutes,
mm-hmm.
and then we watched her on the pit stop. I watched her on the pit stop, and I'm like, she is so negative and toxic, and I love it. And I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
And
Mistress.
so it's like with this whole Roxy and Angeria shit, like, ooh, I'm starting to really get into the drama. Because don't get me wrong, I love season 16. I love season 15. I love all of these Kumbaya seasons where the girls are helping each other with their garments and encourage each other when they're low. But we miss the drag race when Untucked is something that you really wanted to tune in, not just them talking to a guest judge, but you really wanted to catch tea.
Like we're talking about the show, but we're talking about Untucked first,
right?
Because did you see Untucked?
Give me that again. We want the drama. If I was a queen, I'd look at the front runners and base my opinion on the final challenge because the final challenge is a final lip sync and verse. I will only be threatened by Roxy, Vanjie, and Angie. Might be on something.
Good ops.
That's usually the final challenge. Yeah.
Good observations there. So I mean, I would have blocked Roxy. Would not have had a problem with it. And honestly, just to kind of, even sow more drama and stuff like that or anything, like, I would make sure that the next morning in the workroom or after she walked in, be like, well, look, doing math, you and Plastique are the only 2 options.
Right. I wouldn't even entertain any of that bitter drama.
You and Plastique were the only options, math it. Because y'all got the most beautiful benefactors badge. Plastique is sitting pretty right now because she could be in the tops next week and then be, ahead.
But guess what? It would be nothing that anyone could have done because she could not get snipped.
Right, and she can't get snipped. So who else was I going to snip? I wasn't going to snip somebody else who could just further their lead. Like, I want to stop one of the leaders so that I can catch up to y'all.
And Roxy, we already got bad blood. I'm not trying to sit here and start bad blood with somebody else for no reason.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense. Why would I block that person? They done nothing to me.
Doesn't make sense.
They're
you
not
the biggest
a threat.
Target.
Yeah, no. So
you the biggest target.
I agree with Angeria's choice to snip Roxy. I agree with it. I don't necessarily agree with RuPaul picking Angeria to win the lip sync. No. I don't agree with RuPaul picking Angeria to lip sync. Georgia should have been in that top 2, and I don't know how that lip sync would have turned out if it was Georgia's and Plastique. But I think I would have been able to accept it a little bit more than my girl right now. Deep, I think Plastique and Chanel are the weakest of the group. Front runner.
Beautiful benefactors badge count there.
Yeah, so we're not talking about like they are the best.
It's from Instagram, by the way.
Yeah, that's my Jamal. That's again Tay's mom, my child's mom, one of my children's mother. So I think that Plastique is a front runner just based off statistics, the math, the benefactors badges. All of that says that she is a front runner. I just think that. Oh no! In that, I think that there are some other queens that have given the right spotlight would shine brightly. I think that she's been doing a great job, and she deserves her wins. So I guess I'm gonna stand by that. No, John, I disagree with you. Chanel, yeah, she's one of the weaker ones.
Mm-hmm. But not Plastique. Plastique is definitely coming to play.
Yeah, I think she's one of the girls that you feature. Like I think Vanjie is a big personality and she's good at what she does, but Plastique still shines brighter without being as loud.
All right. Well, it's time for our top three, our power tops and our power bottoms, our two power bottoms. So who do you have as the two power bottoms for you?
Well, the person that is the power bottom of them all for me at this point is Chanel. And again, it's not because she's bad. It's just that the other girls are just topping a lot stronger than she is at this moment. And the other queen that I would say is in the bottom, honestly, if I were being 100% honest, I want to say Nina. And I see Roscoe just put this up too. Chanel and Nina.
Yeah, I agree. It is a clean sweep for the GreatMines Show, including Roscoe, the hot stat boy. So like we are all in agreement on the power bottoms being Nina and Chanel. Like, and the thing is, Nina, I just don't think that she is on the same level as the other queens are. She occupies a different kind of drag space, which is okay. It's just that for me, to have that particular form of drag competing on the show with the type of queens that are on this show is a little bit out of place, and that's a disservice to Nina West and also her fans is drag race fans as a whole. And again, Chanel has been competing. It's just that everybody she's competing with is good. That's the thing. She's just like I think that she deserves a place on this show more than Nina West.
I would agree with that, but she's still weaker than Nina.
Yeah.
And that's even if Nina didn't have at least one beautiful benefactor's badge, she still would be stronger than Chanel. In this competition, I guess it's because Nina came in after drag had evolved and morphed into the monster that it is, whereas Chanel could just do drag in season 1 and be phenomenal. And so those are my two power bottoms. My top 3 queens at this moment. I think it's going to stay with Roxy, Plastique, and Got Mick.
I am going to say that I gotta give Roxy has the badges to back it up, so she's going to be my number 3 queen. She's
number 3.
Yeah, she's number 3. I then have Got Mick, and then I have Plastique as my number 1. Like, to be honest, I do.
I didn't give them any particular order except Roxy because she has the most. I gave her 1. I don't like.
Well, Plastique is tied with her. Because Plastique had 2 coming into this. Okay, challenge.
But I still, if you really wanted to break it down and get political about it, Roxy has a sauce that RuPaul loves.
Yes. Roxy is one of RuPaul's favorite drag queens, apparently.
So, talent aside, because I mean, and she's not taking anything away from her talent because she's amazingly talented.
Yeah.
But when you would just have that extra sauce, it carries you a little ways, and we've seen it time and time again with multiple different queens. When Ru has this affinity for you, she carries you a little bit further. Wait a minute. You think she's boring? J. Edward International from Instagram says she is boring. I think Roxy's a lot of things. I don't think boring is one of them. she keeps you entertained.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps the drama going, even when she's trying to be congenial.
Yeah. Well, let us know your power tops and your power bottoms in the comments, whether it be on Instagram or
before
YouTube.
You do that, let's give it up for us because our power bottoms and power tops were all the same.
Yeah.
It's because it's Father's Day. It's that Father's Day energy we got.
Look at that. Synergy.
Yes.
Synergy.
But no, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure, again, you guys are liking and subscribing and share these videos with others so they can discover these great conversations that we have every Sunday, 5 p.m. live.
Yes.
So you can tune in, turn on notification bell so you will know that we're going live.
Yes.
Anything you want to tell all of these wonderful drag fans and connoisseurs and Kyng, Kevyn, and Greatness Personified fans and supporters? I know I'm going on.
Please register to vote.
Please.
Do not vote Trump.
I'm not telling you how to vote. Just don't vote for him.
Just don't vote Trump. All right. Anybody else but Trump.
I don't want to say that. I wouldn't say that.
I don't want to say that either. But anybody else but Trump. All right. Like if you that dead set against voting for Joe Biden for no reason. All right. Just not Trump. All right. Just not Trump.
Got political.
I know. We save it for the end when we leave and everything. But make sure y'all register to vote. Thank you. Yes.
Lord,
yes.
Here we go.
Hot ass stat boy said so, and he's hot. So y'all gotta. He's hot too. So y'all gotta do. What
he's hot too.
I'm all right.
Stop.
But make sure y'all register to vote. All right. Thank y'all for coming. God bless you and good night.